Hey, friends, and welcome back to the Brewtiful Chaos with Kiki podcast. Today's episode is called Love, Loyalty, and Rockstar Moments What 19 Years Together Has Taught Us. Today's episode is a little bit different and a little bit personal. If you followed my journey over the past few weeks, you've probably seen the videos from the MGK concert. You watched MGK stop, read my sign, sing directly to me, blow me a kiss, and take my novel. The internet loves those moments, but today I want to tell you about the person standing behind every dream that I've ever chased. And that's my wonderful husband. Say hello to everyone. Thanks for being on the show, honey.
Happy to be here.
You look like it. Anyways, this November, we're going to celebrate 15 years of marriage, and we've been together for 19. 19 years. That's longer than half our lives together. Can you believe it?
I don't remember what life was like before I met you, honestly.
Oh, so sweet. So, in a world where relationships seem disposable, where social media constantly convinces us that someone else has a better life, a better relationship, or a better partner, I wanted to have an honest conversation about what real love looks like. Because real love isn't always flashy. Sometimes it's just someone choosing you over and over and over again. When you're young, you think it's butterflies, you think it's grand gestures and acting like a princess. You think if someone gives you enough excitement, that's what makes a relationship successful. Then life happens. Jobs, kids, bills, stress, military life, dreams, people changing. You realize that marriage isn't built on butterflies. It's built on commitment. My husband's watched me become a photographer, an author, a songwriter, a podcaster. He's watched me fail. He's watched me succeed. He's watched me completely reinvent myself more than once. And somehow he's still here. And not because every day is easy, but because we keep choosing each other. So let's talk about the question that some people may want to know. So, hubby, how did you feel about MGK singing to me?
Um, I mean, I felt a little bit jealous of the attention, but at the same time, I could tell that it made you happy being there, and you worked really hard to get there and to make your sign and everything. So like, I was happy for you.
At the end of the day, the person that's on my mind and who I love is you, honey.
Oh,
But one thing that this experience reminded me of is that the greatest blessing in my life was knowing I had someone waiting for me afterwards. Someone who has loved every version of me, even the messy ones. He's loved me at every size. He's loved me at every age. He's loved me at every wrinkle. If 19 years together has taught me anything, it's this. Marriage isn't about finding the perfect person. It's about choosing an imperfect person over and over and over again. So to communicate before resentment builds, you have to cheer for each other's dreams. You have to give each other grace. You have to laugh, apologize quickly, and remember that life isn't a competition. And never stop dating the person that you married. The butterflies come and go, but peace is underrated. When you found someone who brings you peace, don't take that for granted. Like, we are incredibly lucky to have found someone that we can love and trust and be real with and love at every moment, because a lot of people don't even have the capacity to do that. And I realized like how many people are single, divorced, broken, sad, alone. And I didn't really realize until going to this concert and seeing all of it. And I don't know. What do you think about us being together for 15 years? I mean, do you think that's a milestone? Is that something to be proud of? Or do you think it's, what do you feel about that?
yeah, 100%. There's so many people that when they get in a relationship in the beginning, maybe it's easy, maybe it's more thrilling and exciting, and as they start to live together and build their life together, they start to have more responsibility, um, and the more responsibility that you have, the more difficult life gets. But when life gets difficult, a lot of couples separate, and I don't think that's the right answer. I think that it doesn't matter how good your relationship is, you're going to have hard times. There's a lot of external factors here, right? You may have financial issues, you've got kids, maybe you have health issues, maybe you're having issues with your spouse's family. All these are problems are going to cause issues in your relationship, and you could call it quits when the going gets hard, or you could just fix it, you know. And I feel like when you're with someone that you care about, it's you're always going to choose fix it first, because you can't imagine life without them, you know. You know, especially like when I'm away from you, when I'm with you every day, it kind of gets, you know, it's easy. But when I'm apart from you, it kind of just reminds me of like what I have. And when I'm not with you, I'm missing you. And sometimes I take those days for granted. And I think sometimes it's healthy to be away from your significant other occasionally, because it just reminds you what you're missing and what you have. But
And we're currently experiencing that right now. That's one reason why we are online doing this, because you are away for work, which is, a huge challenge being in the military, and a huge challenge being a wife and a mother and a business owner. And that's something that we've had to work through in our marriage. I don't think that a lot of people understand how hard military life is. Most military families are away from each other, I would almost say more than they're together. And that is incredibly hard on a marriage. It's incredibly hard on a relationship. It's incredibly hard on the kids. One thing, that I want to talk about is infidelity, because I feel like so many relationships fail because of infidelity, because I don't really understand it, because I've never been unfaithful, and I'll never understand how someone can just be like, oh, well, I'm just going to go cheat because my spouse isn't giving me attention or giving me what I want. And it's like, what? Like, I will never understand that mentality. But that's how so many people live their lives, and so many men live their lives. So I want to hear from you. How have you stayed faithful to me for 15 years, 19 years really, but 15 years married?
well, for me, it's pretty easy. I've built a connection with you over so many years, looking at other women, talking to them. There's nothing there. There's no connection. It would require so much effort to build a connection with somebody else, and why would I want to do that when I already have a connection with someone? Um, as to why other men do it, maybe, I mean, there's no justification for it. Not one. If there's something in their life they're not getting, then that's called communicate. It's called sit down with your spouse and talk about it. You know, it's not just, well, I'm not getting what I want, I'm gonna go find it elsewhere. And here's the problem. You think you're gonna find what you're looking for, or you're not. You're not gonna find it. It's not there. Especially when you have a good relationship, but if you don't nurture it and you don't communicate, it's not gonna stay good, right?
So why do you think some men just can't stay faithful? Like, why do you think they just don't have that ability?
Um, I feel like they're looking for something that they're not gonna find. Um, it's they never seem satisfied in a relationship, and honestly, I don't really understand it. Maybe they've got issues from their past, and that's why they're that way. Maybe they've had some issues when they were kids with their parents, how they were raised. Um, Sometimes boys who grow up don't have a mother, or don't have a good mother figure, tend to be the most typical boys who grow up and aren't able to form stable relationships and form commitments.
What would you say to men who are like, well, she's my wife, I married her, so she needs to give me what I want, or else, and she needs to stay at home with the kids, and she doesn't need a life, and and she doesn't need to do anything except cook my meals and clean my house and take care of my kids because I'm the one who makes the money. So what would you say to that?
I would say you don't deserve her. You should. I would say that is a draconic, patriarchal thought process that needs to die. So both both people should be contributing in the marriage, right? And it doesn't matter what you do, it just matters that you communicate and you're on the same page. If the woman wants to make all the money and the guy stays home, fine. As long as you have a process that works, then that's fine. But you need to communicate and you need to agree to it. If she's not happy doing what she's doing, then y'all need to talk about it and figure out how to make you both happy. So, and the reason why I'm the one mainly working is because I'm bringing in good money, and that was just what we had to do in our life to survive at the time. Would I want you to be successful and be able to do what you want? Absolutely. 100% I would support that. Sometimes you can't help your life situation, but you have to roll with it. You have to adapt. And then hopefully you can get to where you want to be, but there's no place in a marriage to expect like that. The whole like gender roles thing, it's way outdated. I don't expect the woman to cook. I don't expect her to do all of those things.
Yeah, I just have to brag on him. He cooks, he cleans, he takes care of me. I'm a princess. And that's the way that every woman should be treated. So thank you, honey, for treating me like the queen that I am. But also just like, go ahead, what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, I do those things, but I do them because you do other things better than I do. Like, you take care of the bills, you take the kids to the appointments. So you do a lot of things too, and it's kind of like we try to split the responsibilities. Like, I'm good at cooking because I cook a lot. My dad cooked when I was growing up, so I learned a lot from him. And it's not like it's some gender role. It's like, if you're good at something, do it. If you're good at something and it can help your relationship and your family, you should do it. You shouldn't feel like you're obligated to do something because of your gender. Like, that's absurd.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason why we've been so successful, because of the fact that there's sacrifice. And in a marriage, it is very, very, very hard, and you have to sacrifice and you have to be selfless, because you can't just expect the other person to take over everything, because it's just not going to work. And the marriages, some people deal with that, but like I could never, ever do it. Like I'm sorry, but my husband would be buried in the backyard. If half these women that have to deal with what they deal with, they're like, the man is like, oh, you can't go out with your friends. You can't do anything because I'm the man and I worked all day. So you got to come home and take care of the kids. No, that's not how this works. Like, I took care of your kids all day. I deserve a break too. Like, my job is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And your job is 8 hours a day. Who has it worse? I don't know. But anyways, my point is that all the women out there, I hope that you know that you deserve to be treated like a queen. If he cheats on you, leave him. If he treats you like crap, makes you do everything, leave him. If he drinks too much, leave him. Like, I'm just giving you advice from a woman to woman, that there are good men out there. I have one of them, and no, you can't have mine. Know that there are good men out there, and you deserve everything in the world, and you deserve nothing less than an amazing human that is going to take care of you and treat you with respect. Okay? If he slaps your hand away when you're trying to turn the radio, if he curses at you, calls you names, leave him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't deserve any of that. And honestly, like, if it were me and I ever had to deal with that, I would be gone so fast. I would find a